Hey team, I'm Alexandra Eidenberg. I'm excited to be here today with Jill Bishop. I am the co-founder and president of an insurance practice called The Insurance People, where we do all your favorite boring things. When I'm not doing that, I'm running a nonprofit organization that's a 501c4 lobbying organization called Mom Plus Baby. You can check us out at momplusbaby.org. We're very excited because Jill Bishop is a fellow mompreneur. There's something amazing about being a business owner and mom and taking on the world. Jill Bishop is the owner of Multilingual Connections, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Thank you for taking a moment. And as we were joking about earlier, we're not related, if anyone was wondering. Just because we have curly hair and glasses does not mean that we come from the same bloodline. Although being around any curly-haired woman is always an exciting day for me. So tell us more about who you are and what you have going on.
Sure. Well, I own a company called Multilingual Connections. I started it in 2005. I'm a linguistic anthropologist by training, and I had taught language both in the US and abroad. I had done workplace language training for a number of years, and back in 2005, I was lucky enough to get fired, and 3 weeks later, I started my business.
I love it. Nothing like that little kick to get you going to start a business.
Exactly.
Now, what is your favorite part about being a business owner?
Being able to have an immediate impact and make decisions that a lot of organizations would take forever to do.
Yeah.
So I love when somebody has a suggestion, an update to the website or a different thing that we should be doing, and while they're still speaking, I'm already online making those changes at the moment and being able to see the results immediately.
Immediate results. I love it. So tell me a little bit more about what Multilingual Connections does and where you are.
Sure. We help connect people with their communities in the world. So that looks very different for different people, but for some it's translations. We're a translation agency and a language school, and so we work with organizations of all sizes that need to communicate with a multilingual workforce or customer base, and so we work in about 75 different languages.
Wow, that's great.
It is, and it's been growing and growing as people have asked, and there's sometimes languages we've never heard of. So it's been fun to educate ourselves in the process. And so that could be documented website translation, it could be face-to-face or telephonic interpretation, and also a growing area for our business is audio and video transcriptions.
Wonderful.
So focus groups, it could be life histories, public health, it could be all different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Please edit that. It could be focus groups. It could be life histories. All kinds of research. Oftentimes jail phone calls and wiretaps.
Yeah.
All across languages. And then on the other side is our training. And the heart and soul of the business is in our workplace training.
Yeah.
So we go into corporations that have multilingual workers or are trying to communicate with a multilingual community base, and we do job-specific English training or Spanish training or Chinese or Korean training, whatever language they need to improve their communication. And then we offer classes for adults during the week, evenings, weekends, intensives, private lessons.
I love it.
About 12 different languages.
Wonderful. So now, if I understand correctly, you also have a third grader.
I do.
How is he involved with your business?
Henry's been involved from the beginning, about a year in. So he's 8, the business is 9.5. And so part of the reason I decided to start a business was so that I'd have more flexibility to raise a family. And so he's been just a huge part from the beginning, whether being in his bouncy seat in the basement when my business was based in my basement for the first 4 years. I have pictures of him with a little fake drill in our office space as we were building it out. He's been kind of the face. We joke that he's the assistant director.
That's awesome. I love it. He already has his own title.
He
does.
He does. And it's interesting having a child who's now, as we were talking earlier, when kids get older, you can have different types of conversations with him. And so one day I showed him my P&L and I explained what that was to him, and it was interesting to see that he could understand those concepts. And I've wanted him to be involved in the decisions, not as a full voting member of the team, but I want him to be involved and understand what it's like to run a business. And
the skills of running a business are huge, and you can really apply those anywhere. If it's his future business or a career, whatever it is, I mean, it's definitely there. Now, what does mompreneurship mean to you?
It means being able to be both sides of my personality and my identity. I'm very much a mom and very much a business owner, and those are often very difficult to reconcile, but I'm able to make decisions that honor both of those and try to feel as good about those decisions as I possibly can.
Definitely. Now, do you feel like having a child has helped you grow your business? Has it hindered you? Or has it just been this amazing mix?
It's been, I would say, an amazing mix. And there are times where I feel like focusing on one means ignoring the other, and sometimes that other needed me too, and so it's never a perfect balance between the two. But I've been able to be flexible through my work to do things like volunteer in the classroom, be a room parent, chaperone a field trip or two, not to the extent that I would perhaps like to, or that others might expect me to. There's kind of the real flexibility and then the perceived flexibility. And so oftentimes I'm not as flexible as people perceive a self-employed person to be. Because if I'm not doing my work, nobody's doing my work. So,
Totally.
So there still are those trade-offs, but I'm able to be flexible and be there for him, and then I'm able to bring him to work at times, and that doesn't happen often anymore, but when we created programs, we were doing classes for kids, language classes for kids, and I developed the schedule around the gaps I needed to fill in for his summer day camps and his CPS school holidays and things like that. And so there's a bit of give and take on
well, and I love all, you use the word expectations, and there's just so many expectations of, fellow moms, fellow business owners, your family, and just like leveraging that act of coordinating it all. For myself and my own office, we're coming up to the Affordable Care Act open enrollment. We're expecting our third. It's like I got that going on the home front. I got, crazy town going on at the office, and it's just, you're trying to meet everyone's expectations, but mostly yourself. And I think that, mompreneurship for me is that ability to be great at the home front and be the mom my kids deserve, but then also be that career woman that I deserve. What are some of the cool projects that you guys are working on right now at Multilingual?
Well, we are continuing to expand our translation services. We're implementing new technology. We are really refocusing our efforts on growing our corporate language programs, which is the heart and soul and the beginning of the business, and everything else came after, and then kind of shifted our focus away from that. So we're bringing it all back to that. We're growing our staff. We're streamlining our processes. Working on our SEO and our pay-per-click advertising. There's so much always, but
well, and it's crazy because like between now and when you started in 2005, I mean, pay-per-click, SEO, some of these are even like new things on how it all works.
It's changed so much.
Growing a business is always, kind of day to day, and next year's hottest thing you just won't even know yet.
Absolutely.
So, well, I'm so excited that we were here together today.
Absolutely.
You're amazing, and I love Multilingual Connections. What is your website?
It's multilingualconnections.com or getmultilingual.com.
I love it. Easy website.
Yes,
to make
getmultilingual.com.
I love it. I'm Alexandra Eidenberg. We had a great time today with Jill Bishop. I'm just so excited to be working with Mably and Meet Advisors. If you're interested in more mompreneurship interviews, please check us out at meetadvisors.com. Thanks so much.
Thank you.